Hi guys, my name is Meads. This is going to be a review for Bandai's 112 scale First Order Stormtrooper, and this is from the recent movie The Force Awakens. Now, this is a model kit that you assembled, and you're gonna get an awesome figure afterwards, which actually comes with quite a bit of accessories. Yep. Here we go. On the side here. And this retails about 2,400 yen. Roughly about $30. Tax and shipping included. I got mine from the Tatsu Hobby as a special order. I don't think they have any more in stock. It's hard to keep in stock with these things with the new movie. But I'll provide the inquiry link down below if you want to ask them. Maybe they do have some more. Anyways, that's it for the box. Let's take a look inside. Outside of the box, it's gonna look like this. Basically, I have not put any kind of detailing or stickers or decals whatsoever. But they do give you those if you want to enhance your kit. So here we have the sticker sheet, which is the green backing, and you have the water slide, which is the blue backing. I personally like the water slide since it's a lot thinner. You can put a top coat on it, and it actually blends well with the figure. And it lasts longer, and I just personally like water slide. They're a lot nicer in my opinion. So there we go. Otherwise, you can have stickers here, and they're pretty much the same in terms of the parts here. Other than that, you do have this instructions on the back of the booklet, and tells you where to put the markings. And one thing to note, the hands are over here. There's actually a sticker or decal that you put on top of the closed fist, since you're gonna get something like this, which is two pieces, one molded in black, the other, the back plate is white, and it's not colored inside. And it's up to us if you want to add detail, paint it. Also, if you look closely, the blaster rifle is all molded in black. And all that white details we have to do it our own, as well as the the Z6 riot control baton, same way. But there is a bit of a decals or markings that we can put on it, but it is like this, so I may have to paint that as well. They could have just painted the black piece here white. Oh, why did they do that? Oh well. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the minor details. I just want to go over that. And I'm going to go ahead and add the decals as well as paint the weapons. And let's see how that turns out. Alright, so I got around to painting the kit. Well, for the most part, well, mostly for the weapon here and the right baton. There we go. But first, let's take a look at Stormtrooper here. I actually did a mixture of just using the sticker and paint, since I thought it's gonna be more in terms of details that it really needs the water slide, but for this one you don't need to. Well, let me expand on that. I still got paint on my fingers. Alright, so first off, there's a silver part here, which I just dab a little bit of silver paint right there, and the black parts here I just put a black paint, wipe off the excess. Same thing here, we can just even use a marker to fill that in. Same thing with a circle part here. This back part, since it's a very slick surface, paint doesn't really stick well. I just use the sticker. Yeah, typically I use water slide if I'm gonna go all out water slide, but if I find that I can just paint it, I just do that. So that's why I kind of skip on that. Now for the hand, so this is kind of like the inside part here. I might have painted a little bit too much, but I paint that all in white. Add a little bit of a top coat to protect the paint, and there we go. Otherwise, let me swap out the other hands. I have this one here, the open hand, which I might have to work on some more. But I just painted the inside part. And this finger here, so the index, it's a little tricky because On some of them, no, that's not that one. Well, this is part of the trigger finger on the right. There's a little notch there, and it's not it's not molded in on the open hand so much for this one. So this one you can actually follow. There's a little bit of panel line there. This one does not. So I can't remember if it's this one or there was another one, or the closed fist. You have to just kind of wing it. So that's that. Otherwise, swap this out. I have the blaster here with the hand. Let's take a closer look at it. Alright, so yeah, it's not so bad. It could have been better. And basically this bottom part here I just paint all white. Then on certain parts like this, the handle here, I painted it black. Certain parts I actually just scratch it off. I use acrylic paint. This is what you use for kind of just regular painting. They're cheap, non-toxic, and for some weird reason I've been using them for years. I just got used to using them, and it works quite well for me. Although there are limitations to that, but it's easy for cleanup. That's why I like using it. Here we go. Top part painted white at first, and I was looking at the picture. It was a little bit of metallic, so I added a bit of silver on top. Maybe needed a little bit of coat. This section here, if this is not painted, it's so loose. This the stock basically just keeps falling off. But once you painted that in, or maybe add a little bit of clear coat, it will stay in place. So just a heads up, out of the box, it could be an issue. Otherwise, like this one, I painted a trigger finger. Yep. Yeah, not too bad. Put this on here. Here we go. And there we go. Although you gotta find that nice spot, that way the hands will align. There we go. Looking good. Otherwise, we do have the baton, which you have right here. Where did I have that? Over here. So for this one, likewise I painted the whole middle part white. Yep, this whole thing, it was black before. Paint all white. I kind of scratch off this little ones here, the middle parts and the triangles, but it wasn't clean. So after painted it all, put a top coat, I went back and just kind of line it. Yep. Not too bad. And the stickers here, the silver part, I just use the stickers. And even the ones in the middle here, it actually loops around. And if you have the sticker, as long as you touch it, if it loops around and makes a contact with it again, it will hold in place. But this one here might not, but if they fall off, I still have the water slide. So I just want to get it out of the way. Yeah, this is looking quite well. I'm looking around. To put this on, we have to use a trigger finger hand, which is silly. I don't think this comes with just a regular gripping hands, which kind of sucks. I wish it does, but they didn't give you that. So let me just demonstrate that one, or take this out. And you gotta pry this in middle somehow, or maybe kind of don't want to just, might as well. Here we go. Well, here's another thing. If I put this on like so, I will have a tendency to swing it. Like in the movie, he swings things around. So if I do that, I'm gonna scrape up the paint I have for the handle. So I might have to just pick one. This is gonna be a problem. I'm gonna popping this off. There we go. So you have to make sure you pick one side if you did the paint this. But then again, if you use a better paint, shouldn't be a problem. Able to hold it. There we go. Actually, I'm gonna swap this out and let's put the riot shield. Riot shield is right here. The only thing that needs to be done here is add a bit of a silver. There's a sticker, or you can just paint it. I just painted it myself. Put it on here, and have this hand here. There we go. It tends to flop around, but if you kind of just slide it all towards the elbow, it will hold in place. So there we go. Put this back on here. Yeah, I really wish they gave us another hand. That would be better, but nonetheless, I'm not complaining. And there you go. You got your Stormtrooper with the riot set. Really nice. Otherwise, I think that's about it in terms of accessories. I'm just gonna go ahead and do the articulation after this. Right, articulation wise, we have the head here. He can look down a little bit, look up, side to side. The length of the neck is just right. Yep, and you get the shoulder plate here, which is a hinge. It's somewhat independent of the arm joint here, but they are connected together. And you do have that swivel that goes lets you have the arm go further in front, which is good. You have the swivel right there. This arm here, I can't quite remember from the first one. It's a little weird how it's designed. You get more on the inside part as opposed to the outside. And the way you bend the knee, there's a little bit of gap there, which seems a little off. And you have the wrist joint here. Torso wise, it's a ball joint there, so fairly good movement. You're considering he's wearing an armor. Now you got the waist here. There's several pieces here that are connected on a straight peg. Yep, and when you're moving the hips here, you could actually pull it down, but not too much, otherwise you pull the whole joint off. But you can slide it down, kind of like the figure arts, and move the leg up. But doing so, you do have a tendency to pop off this part of the waist. So make sure you just gotta move it out of the way. Let's see if I can get this back here. So as I mentioned, that they are on a straight peg, so you kind of have to move them out of the way a little bit. And yeah, you just got to be careful. You don't want to break the pegs. So there we go. And knee bend. Again, you get a little bit of gaps there, but not so bad. Well, I mean, from an angle here, not so much, but from the top, you kind of see it. Yep. And you have the ankle here. This part here kind of falls off. It might be a good idea to super glue this in place. There's a little peg there that kind of keeps it from swiveling, but it's there. You have the ankle joint here, which is good, and which allows you to tilt on the side as well for wide stance. So overall, this is great. I mean, he can do certain poses. And I'm just doing a certain pose here, like it's gonna be ready to fist fight. Yeah, yeah, I really like this. It's a little bit more solid than the other ones I have, and the only problem is this pouches here, and I don't think you gotta have that. That's part of the costume or his uniform. But yeah. Not too bad. Overall, I like this a lot better than the first one. It feels a little bit more solid. And in terms of the shoulder and the neck, It seems like a little bit more proportioned than the first one. For some weird reason, the first trooper I have, it's kind of hunched, and I mentioned that on that review. But yeah, this is looking quite well. I really like this. And let me see if I can grab the other two, the Sand Trooper and first one. And here we go. So we have the other two here. And yeah, I think it's just the shoulder pads. This is a lot more bulkier than the first one. Yeah. But anyways, great mold kit. I prefer the mold kit than the figure arts or the Black Series. I think for one, they're a little bit taller. The armor is a lot more sleeker. It's more glossier. I like that. And you get to build it. And in terms of price point, it's somewhere in between. Between the Black Series and the figure arts. So yeah, definitely worth trying out, especially if you're a big fan of the new First Order Stormtrooper. Yeah, it's a really nice build. And even if you don't get to paint it, yeah, it's still not too bad. And you could probably just borrow the gun from the Black Series. Anyways, that's about it for the review. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll try my best to answer that for you. But that's about it. So until then, this is Meads. Thanks for watching.